Question 11 is interior-exterior angles of a polygon. There are two rules that you need to know in order to successfully find the interior or exterior angles of any polygon. In order to find an exterior angle, you need to do 360 degrees divided by the number of sides. And then in order to find the interior angle, it's going to be 180 take away whatever you found the exterior angle to be. And it's important to note that an exterior angle is not that whole part. An exterior angle is what you get if you extend one of the sides, and that is actually your external angle, which is why in order to find the interior angle you subtract the exterior from 180. So that's just the basic facts about interior-exterior angles of polygons. Let's see what the question wants to know. The diagram shows a regular decagon. Work out the size of angle X. First of all, decagon. I know that's got 10 sides. They've been nice enough to give us the diagram. I could have counted it, but they may not give you the full diagram, in which case you need to know your polygons. So I know that's got 10 sides. And there's angle X. Now this looks tricky at first because knowing what I know about polygons and their angles, I can get that pretty easily because that's just the interior angle. However, this is tricky because they're doing something to the angle, they're cutting it there. So it's not as easy anymore as just finding an interior or exterior angle. However, by putting the line in that they have there, they've given me a bit of a clue because what they've created is a triangle where that side and that side are the same length. So it's an isosceles triangle, and because those sides are the same length, that means these two angles are also going to be the same size. So that actually helps me out. If I can find that interior angle, then I can just take it away from the 180 degrees inside that triangle and split the rest amongst the two. So let's find first of all the exterior angle of this polygon. I'll extend one of the sides because that's the exterior angle. So to find the exterior angle, I'm going to say exterior angle equals 360 degrees divided by the 10 sides. So that's going to be 36 degrees. So an exterior angle is 36 degrees. At this point, I get a method mark there for showing I know how to find the exterior angle, and I get an answer mark there, an A1 mark. Now, I've got the exterior angle, I can very easily find the interior angle. And the interior angle is going to be that 180 degree straight line, take away the exterior angle I just found. So 180 take away 36 equals 144 degrees. So 144 degrees is my interior angle. Now I'm going to just draw it out a little bigger down here. What I've ended up with is an isosceles triangle where that is 144 degrees and that angle are called X and they're equal. So a triangle is made up of 180 degrees. I need to subtract the 144 that I already know. That's going to leave me with 36. And I need to split that 36 degrees between the two angles. So 36 divided by 2 is going to leave me with 18 degrees. Now that's your answer, and that's where your final 2 marks come from. You get the additional answer mark, an A1, for stating the 18, and you get the other method mark over here for correctly finding the interior angle of the polygon. Now, you may notice that we had 36 up here and we ended up with 36 again down here. Obviously, the more you practice and the more familiar you become with interior-exterior angles of polygons, the more you'll pick up these patterns. I've approached this from a point of view that I don't really know anything complex about polygons. I just know those two formulas. Question 12. This is an algebraic proof question, and they want you to prove that n minus 1 squared plus n squared plus n plus 1 squared is equal to 3n squared plus 2. So we don't need to worry about this part for now. We're going to look at this and we're going to check back at the end to make sure we can get back to there. Now, pretty intimidating looking question. I think this is a beautiful question and it's only worth 2 marks. However, one of those marks is very simple. You get 1 mark for just expanding one of the sets of double brackets, which are not written as double brackets here, but they're written as squared. So I'm going to start with this one, n minus 1 squared. So that would be n minus 1, n minus 1. I'm going to expand now. N times n is n squared, negative 1n, negative 1n, positive 1. Be careful of those double negatives there. So I'm going to collect and simplify this. I've done nothing with that n squared. I've got negative 2n there, and I've got a plus 1. So that's that part dealt with. Now that plus n squared, I'm going to pick him back up at the end, because he doesn't really affect any of my brackets. I'm going to deal with this bracket now. And that is n plus 1, n plus 1. So I'm going to expand this, n squared, plus 1n, plus 1n, plus 1. Collect and simplify, giving me n squared, plus 2n, plus 1. Now this seems like a good time to bring back in my little buddy up here that I ignored, and he's a plus 2n. No, he's not. He's a plus n squared, and there's a positive sign before that bracket. So what I've ended up with is n squared minus 2n plus 1 plus n squared plus n squared plus 2n plus 1. So now I'm going to put them all together and I'm going to hope that it's going to give me the same answer I have up there. Alright, I've got an n squared and another n squared and another n squared. So I've got 3n squared. So far, so good. Now let's look at the n's. I've got a negative 2n and I've got a positive 2n. A negative 2n, add 2n leaves you with no n's. So they cancel each other out. They've gone. And then left with just numbers on their own, I've got a positive 1 and a positive 1. So together I've got a positive 2. And now for the drum roll and the moment of truth. 3n squared plus 2, 3n squared plus 2. It always feels really good when you manage to get one of these questions right. And it's unfortunate that the marks aren't more generous for it. You get an A1 mark for correctly showing that you can get to the answer, and you get actually the method mark up here for expanding just one of the sets of double brackets, and that's where the 2 marks are coming from for this.